Okay.
As long as this stays low, should be good.
What would you little maniacs like to do first? Weird science, mac and cheese, next. When your weekend's all spin up, you got Monday coming down the pike. Sometimes all you need is a little comfort to get you through to Monday. Mac and cheese movies, where we believe in comfort food and comfort movies. Hello, I'm Scotty Coppage, and anybody with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole. Ben Rimmert.
Yeah.
That's good.
And he was crazy for this girl that need him in the Family Jewels. Joel Estes.
Yeah, I like those crazy girls, man. Come on.
The family jewels.
And he's promised to give me his kids' college fund money and Social Security checks. James Rumfeld.
Yeah.
There ain't gonna be nothing left.
$0.
dog.
$0. Sorry, guys.
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about chips, dips, chains, whips, and weird science. What do we have in honor of this movie today, food-wise?
Man, we did the homage to Bill Paxton with, R.I.P. And with another R.I.P. on here, we did the Greasy Pork Sandwich. Didn't do it in a dirty ashtray. I could not figure out a way to make that work.
Thank God.
But But the Greasy Pork Sandwich, I did find a way to make that work. Like I said, we got the homage to Bill Paxton, and then we also got another homage to one of my favorite guys, is Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah.
This is Anthony Bourdain's favorite sandwich. It was a fried mortadella and provolone sandwich, and mortadella is literally a greasy pork. It's like a high-end bologna, and this was a boar's head mortadella, and it had like garlic and other spices and stuff like that in it, but. Really, you just literally just get chunks of it and pan fry it and melt some provolone on top of it and griddle your bread and slap that shit together.
Visual right now.
And yeah,
It's a quick cook.
it's a very quick.
It is,
cook.
and it's amazing.
It was
And,
good.
Except, what do you want to say about your meat guy, bro?
Oh shit! Yeah, shout out to the person at Market Street who shorted me some mortadella to where I was gonna make 5 sandwiches and was only able to pull off
Chumps.
3.
We're going to turn him into a
Chunks,
creature
bro.
after this show.
Shame on them. But anyway,
Turn them into a pile of
yeah, it
shit.
was literally a greasy pork sandwich, but I think it worked out. You
It
know?
was really good. I was telling Joel, I don't remember the last time. I mean, probably since I was a kid. I don't remember as an adult ever eating like bologna. Like I feel like you had bologna sandwiches a lot when you were a kid.
This is another level, though, man.
Yeah, no, it's like fancy bologna. But
Yeah,
it was good.
essentially, yeah.
Really good.
It's but if you look at it, mortadella, it's really unappealing because I'm glad that y'all didn't look because I've learned from feeding you guys. Y'all are very visual people whenever it comes to food. It's like I'm feeding picky teenagers half the time.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's grown. You know, your tastes have grown, and it's wonderful. But if you look at mortadella, you'll see chunks of pork fat and pistachio and all sorts of other stuff in it. And but y'all ate it. You all enjoyed it. We all grew a little bit. And
Yeah, it was good.
Well, when the bar is prison ramen,
But yeah,
you got nowhere to go but up, dog.
which wasn't intentionally bad, but yeah.
but yeah, it was that was a lot of fun.
All right, so this is easy to make and perfect when you invite everyone from high school to your house for a party.
Party.
We're going to get to our movie Weird Science. According to the legends of IMDb, 2 high school nerds use a computer program to literally create the perfect woman who promptly turns their lives upside down. First taste, first time you saw the movie, your relationship to it. Why is it a mac and cheese movie?
Ben,
So the only thing I remember when I rewatched the movie for the pod was like the very end where they're at like the house party. I do not remember anything else from the movie. So basically, it's like I saw it for the first time. I guess 2 days ago. I'm not gonna lie. At the very beginning, I was like, I was like, I'm about to rip this up all the way. I will say, by the end of it, it ended up being pretty good. Did not know it was a John Hughes movie. I think he might got a little lazy with the writing, to be honest with you. And we can get into that later, and I'll tell you why. But that was my first taste. Yeah.
Mine was, it had to have been probably very early 90s. And I watched this over at my cousin Lee's house. Shout out to my cousin Lee.
what's up, Lee?
What's up, Lee?
So we went over to I stayed over to his house, and he had rented this from, not Aardvark Video, because he grew up in Cement, Oklahoma. So it had to have been the Hoppin' Sack.
Did you just say Seaman, Oklahoma?
Cement,
Oh, okay.
Oklahoma. Yeah, actual Cement, Oklahoma. He had to have rented it from the Hoppin' Sack. And we watched Weird Science there, and that I don't think it was like my first movie boob, because that's like a side boob, you know, whenever she's got
the
the clothes
shower?
pulled off of her in the
Oh, she's full boobs, isn't she? On the
when she's pulled
when she's
off
getting
the
ripped
piano
out.
and
Yeah,
stuff?
when she's getting ripped out of the house.
That's a different chick though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not her.
completely
Yeah,
different
we
chick.
rewound it. Yeah. Sarah's like, you missed it. I was petting a dog.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Anyway,
Good wife, man. Like, hey, you missed titties. Come back.
it might have been my first movie boob, but yeah. Anyway, I watched it with him.
Yeah, this was one of those ones that was just on always when we were kids. My parents were so weird about like what we could watch and what we couldn't watch. I don't know if your parents were the same because we grew up in the same era, but like, it. Sometimes looking back on some of these movies that I know I watched when I was a kid, I'm like, why were we allowed to watch this but not this one? And Weird Science was just one of those that was always on HBO.
it was probably PG.
back then. Yeah, it probably. I don't know. Actually, it probably was
Just full titties,
the
just
80
PG.
It was probably before it was PG-13. And I was talking a little bit today about. Well, I can get into that later. But yeah, I saw this. I've probably seen this movie 100 times. It was always on when we were kids, and I've watched it a lot as an adult with my brothers because I'm nostalgic for it.
Yeah, and to piggyback on like what James is saying, like in third grade, I'd wake up super early, like an hour and a half early before I need to really get going for school, and I just turn on HBO because we had it. And like this movie's on, and it's so fun, and it's so like it moves, and it's funny, and I just like loved it. And then like there's no DVR, there's none of that kind of stuff,
Right.
Unless you taped it on the VCR,
Right.
you don't have it. So we rented it, and I like got my sister's Barbie and like an Easter egg cap. It was acting like I was gonna like build this girl.
I don't know how long I've known you. I always forget you have a sister, dude. You never talk about her, so
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Anyway, my mom says maybe Scotty doesn't even be watching that movie. He's gonna be thinking about girls too much. Just like what the heck. And but my parents were pretty relaxed about like watching the movie, and I loved high school movies, thinking what I would be like in high school. Is this what high school is gonna be like, and all this stuff.
Me too.
And the whole premise, it worked for my third grade brain. It works also when I'm 45. And this hot take, I think this is the top tier of John Hughes films in high school genre.
wow. In high school genre.
I
Parentheses.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
this side of Anthony Michael Hall. I love him in this.
He carries
He's
this movie.
fucking
him
killed
being
it,
like
dude.
He
the
carries
top
it.
dude.
I was
Okay.
saying that earlier. If it wasn't for him being in that, I don't know, man. I don't know. He killed it, dude.
He carried the whole movie.
Cast is top notch.
Paxton.
It's wacky, but it transcends the 80s camp. Like there's like a lot of movies like Porky's and a lot of movies that this movie could have been very easily. And instead it goes up a level.
Yeah.
And that's because we have John Hughes.
Yep.
So if this was made like by, and we just have like the bullies making the girl, this movie kind of sucks, and it becomes forgotten.
It's
Like that
skeezy.
ET Sega game that there's like landfills of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ET Atari game where they
Yeah.
just covered it up. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I knew those movies existed, but even as a kid, when you're trying to like, we didn't have access to internet because it didn't exist. So, even movies like Porky's and stuff, I wasn't trying to watch those because they were like shitty movies. Like, I don't know, they were really bad. This movie pulls above all of that because, like we were talking about a little bit in the beginning before we sat down, the Lisa character, even though she's so beautiful and she's obviously sexualized in the movie a lot, it's never like gross. And by the end of the movie, she's just like this big sister figure for these guys. Like I never feel like she's not trying to take care of them. Even when she's doing wacky shit and it's like kind of dangerous, I never feel like Lisa's going to let anything bad happen to them.
She's a fairy godmother.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we just glossing over the part that she's 23 years old and they're 15?
She's 25.
It's fine.
And we
You know what? We got other shit going on in the world than some 15-year-old boys getting
Sarah
to
said
kiss
something, I
Kelly
didn't hear it.
LeBrock in a film.
Mike Sarah up. God.
We were talking about that when we were watching it. She's like fucking 30 in this movie. And they're like in high school.
And
And I was like,
that's
They were 15.
Fine.
She's really 25.
that's the thing that hung me up so hard while I was watching this, and it's like I couldn't quite push over that. I was like, and they announce in the movie she's 23 in the movie, and then they're like 15, and then they start talking about 8th grade.
It was the
boobs
80s,
and all,
you see.
and I was like, holy shit.
I could get over it.
And yeah, but it's kind of like, whew.
Part of that was
Yeah.
part of that does not age well. I get it.
No,
But-
no. And but you see the other movies made in that era, they're all kind of like that,
Well,
you know. And
I mean, this is a 40-year-old movie.
right?
Yeah,
It
it's-
is, and but it's
music from that time too. But again, I don't know why, right? Like it's hard to talk about that kind of stuff, but like I feel like this movie works, but you reverse it, you make it two high school girls make a dude on a computer.
Correct.
That's the creepiest fucking movie ever made.
Right.
And I don't know why that's true.
there's the
But
there's the, yeah.
I wouldn't sign up for that. It's the same reason Jenny can fuck Forrest over for 3 hours and everyone's fine with it, but
Yeah.
you reverse their genders and no one watches that movie.
That's kind of like that joke that's played in, if y'all ever watch South Park.
Yeah.
They'll have like the older teacher episodes and then like the young kids and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
the cops are investigating and they're like, oh, so she's like this old and stuff like that, and he goes, nice.
Yeah. Always, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why.
It's- But there's that double standard, you know, and it's you know, hypocrisy at its finest, but it's kind of like, you know, where you drawing the line of what are you laughing at, what you're not laughing at, and it's just, you know,
I was not laughing a lot.
right,
You're not.
right, yeah,
Also, about my mother, like, how about you be happy I'm into girls and not trying to build a fucking missile in the house?
no,
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll watch this.
Yeah.
See that.
True that.
And it's
trying to
this
build a
movie's
missile.
pretty dude centric, and like what I love about this movie is the tightness. It's an hour and 34 minutes. This movie just gets to it. We're not getting 10, 20 minutes of them being losers. We have the one scene them get pants at the very beginning, and
They're
killer intro song, and then we're off.
they're making her in like the first 5-10 minutes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it cuts to him with that scene is so funny to me still to this day. Like he has no facial hair. There's so much shaving cream. He's putting it on all stupid. Anthony Michael Hall in the bathroom. It goes from that, cuts to that, and then they're watching the movie, and he's like, they're watching Frankenstein or whatever, and he's like, we should make a girl. Yeah, it's literally within the first 10 minutes.
yeah, oh for sure.
Let's get to it.
They're building Lisa. They're doing stuff with Lisa that night. It's not sexual in a real way, only in this tongue-in-cheek way. The movie's kind of like that. And everything's there. And Kelly Brock described herself as Mary Poppins with boobs.
Yes.
In this movie. And I think that's why this movie works. That's why this movie's different. And I love that this is like a She's All That makeover kind of movie. Like, what these guys are wearing when they're going to go out looks fucking ridiculous, and it looks like something like just their church clothes or something. They don't have something to go out to a nightclub. And,
The red
and,
fucking jacket with the high C. He
But
said.
also, they're 15. Should they be at a nightclub?
Right.
I
No.
don't know.
but like they don't have anything cool that they're gonna wear, and like they probably don't even know where to get something because their parents buy their stuff for them, you know. But like when they walk out of the room, it's like, and they're like in this like, it's like, hey. You look good, Gary. He's like, yeah? Like,
Now
They're freaking out. Whose shit is this?
yeah, and they're hip all of a
Yeah.
sudden because
it's
they're
like
dressed
you're
well.
21. You're 21.
That's the other thing I think you can't like. I don't know, man. Like the further you dial back, right? Like when my great grandparents got married, I think my great grandma was 13. I think she was, and my grandpa was
wild, dude.
maybe 14. Right? They lived till they were 96. Like Scotty said, this movie's 40 years old. Like 40. Like a 15-year-old kid in 1987 is not the same as a 15-year-old kid
It's
now
not
at
close,
all.
Yeah.
And it's. I
They
think
don't
you
drive Ferraris.
no, they don't. But I think you have to watch older shit with that lens, or it does
Yeah, for sure.
burn it down
I think the
really
thing-
fast.
Another lens you have to view this thing through is it's essentially a teenage boy's fantasy
For sure.
come to life on the screen. And whenever I think of all the shit that didn't age well and all that other stuff, you have to look at all the other things that happened throughout the movie, and it literally is just a teenage boy's fantasy the entire time. And and they didn't, while they did sexualize Lisa at the same time, nothing happened.
Yeah, they never have
You
sex
know?
with.
Yeah.
But I
So-
think that's the point of that. To
Right.
your point, like a teenage boy's sexual fantasy before he's experienced any of that stuff. Like, how far can your imagination go without the internet? Like, oh, this girl's so pretty, I want to be in the shower with her. But that's as far as they can think to that. And even though Lisa's like this grown woman, I guess, even though she's like this magical entity, she doesn't take them. If Lisa had taken them there, it would have been creepy. Right. Even the scene where like her and what's the kid's name? Wyatt, but I don't know the actor's name. But after her and Wyatt spend the night together and he's in her underwear the next day, she's like, you passed out. Yeah. I did my toes. Like, they didn't have sex.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that part of it's kind of sweet.
It'd be wild if they did a clash with Ghostbusters and like Ghostbusters kicked the door in and she's actually a fucking ghost and then suck her up into a fucking thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That'd be fucking wild.
That would be cool.
So I would say that's kind of what my biggest pet peeve out of the whole movie was. Like, I get the fantasy. Yeah. Here's this girl. She's taking care of them. They're being more confident in their real lives and all that stuff. But it was the snap. Now you have a Ferrari. Snap. Now you're 21. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Like, it's beyond.
That's where it goes into the teenage boys. That's why they go into the teenage boys.
So it's like you computer generated a person or whatever, but like you also have magical powers on. I don't know.
She's Mary Poppins. I think that's also like we didn't understand that whole scene in the beginning. Like now, like you go back and watch. I think as a director, it's really dangerous. Not that they shouldn't do it, but it's dangerous to build a movie around technology. Like when you go back and watch the movie Hackers.
Right,
Oh, good Lord.
Best opening though.
Yeah, right. And it seems ridiculous when all that stuff is happening on the computer now. You're like, oh, they're hacking into the fucking Air Force mainframe or whatever.
And like E equals MC squares, like
right,
around.
Like for like, oh,
it's like some Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
shit.
it seems.
What
stupid.
game is this? They're like going into the and then they do say the words. They're like, I'm in.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, they said it. I'm like, they said it.
When I was a kid, I don't know about you, but I loved that scene when like the bars and shit are closing and the
like
skull face comes in.
It's great. Yeah,
I loved all that. But of course, that it seems so stupid now. But yeah, I think to your point, it's kind of like in the Marvel universe where they're talking about like when Thor's talking about like, you know, where he comes from is magic, where we come from it's science. I think this movie, they didn't know how far technology was going to get, and so the technology in that movie is magic. Anyway,
they use a computer that's like a regular computer, but they had that red light on the enter button. Like
they
put in
that.
there for like kind of effect.
Yeah.
And I think that I kind of feel like every keyboard should have that.
It should have
Is
a
this
flashing.
movie the first mainstream like show of the internet? It has to be, right?
Fuck, I don't know.
Was that the internet? Yeah, I guess it was.
That was. I mean,
they're hacking the mainframe.
Right.
Does they have to put the phone on the thing? I mean, how rich is Wyatt's family that he has the internet in 1984?
Pretty rich, and they just leave him alone because they're probably vacationing, like wherever Anthony Bourdain
Also,
goes.
what's in that giant fucking bowl that they're eating in the beginning? It looks just like all chocolate pieces.
It's probably like chocolate and like some popcorn.
But he's like digging. Yeah, I don't know.
Chocolate popcorn.
I honestly didn't even
people
notice.
look like chocolate and popcorn.
It looks almost like little like aquarium rocks, but they look like chocolate aquarium rocks. I know that's not what it is, but
I'll have to go back.
They're
and
probably
watch it again.
milk duds or something.
I completely missed that.
Anyway.
I have no idea.
Weird details.
I was struggling the whole time to like find something to
I was
make
still
food
reeling.
and they were eating.
I was still
had no
reeling
idea.
from the maid comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maid doesn't come till Monday. He's like slinging. That
just like,
whole
Jesus
scene
Christ.
is so. We were talking. Me and Ben's wife were talking about this, Sarah, before.
She has a name.
Shout out Sarah. We should mic her up. About some movies you watched when you were a kid. If you grew up, you know, maybe, you know, lower middle class or broke or whatever. There were movies that I saw that had like big houses in them. And I was so like
Every John Hughes film ever.
yeah, every
Every
John
John-
Hughes film. I was kind of like fascinated by that, and I love the opening to this where they're just like hanging out in Wyatt's bedroom, and he has all this cool shit, and like the maid comes on Monday.
Ferris Bueller's the same
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
How much shit did Ferris Bueller have at his disposal
Tons of stuff.
in his room?
Tons of
Also,
stuff.
we
You know.
get it. You live in Chicago, John Hughes.
It's on the poster.
It's like opening scene, and I'm just like, I was literally shaking my head. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
They reused the opening scene from 16 Candles in this movie.
like that shot of
The high school,
right?
yeah, that's the same one. And what you were talking about earlier, he was making Breakfast Club at the same time he was making this movie. And he,
I wasn't talking about that.
I thought you said something about his
Joel,
writing.
Joel was
Yeah,
saying
he
he
was-
rushed this movie
Yeah.
to get to Breakfast
Yeah.
Club.
He like they gave him a little bit of time to finish up Breakfast Club and do some post work for Weird Science, who wasn't having to like. Yeah, he was like
There
kind of.
was there was also some bleed over from this movie into the Breakfast Club because what was it, John Capote? Yeah, he was the guy in the
janitor?
club, and he was also the janitor.
Yeah.
But then you also had Anthony Michael Hall's jive impression.
Yeah.
That
So
made
bad.
it from the club into, the women can't hold their smoke,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
It's so bad.
Dude, that shit had me. That's probably. I was laughing at that. I was like,
that
They ain't
cracked
even
me
got a
up.
license, Lisa.
Whenever I'm like,
Just Tarantino and a BET
when
interview.
I'm getting an Uber, and I kind of know it's gonna be like a heavy drinking kind of night. I kind of want to be like, I'm gonna be in that Uber later, be like, give me the keys, give me the keys.
Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall
that was a test.
Then you get a 1-star rating, and then no one ever picks you up again.
in both movies talks about his Canadian girlfriend. Talks about it. in-
Oh, he
Yeah.
does,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
Breakfast
Yeah, that was
Club, and
another
then
one.
his whole reasoning for that, he's like, what about your girl in Canada? And he's like, it's a physical thing, man. Like you don't
There's
you
no
don't
morals.
understand.
Yeah.
Those girls up there have no morals. You don't want that. Canadian people are like the sweetest people on the planet.
Rewatch. I caught that, but
So
it's like the first time I saw Super Troopers, I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. But then after 10 times,
It is
you
one of
start-
those
You start
movies.
picking up.
It is one of those
How the hell
movies.
did I miss all these like under the breath
Yes.
kind of things?
throwaway lines. It is that. And go ahead.
I want to come back to the poor rich thing in these movies. Like Pretty in Pink is about
Yeah.
her being
Yep.
poor.
Yeah.
That house looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like
It's like her whole family comes to stay with her. There's like 6 bedrooms or whatever. All the grandparents come.
I was talking about Pretty in Pink.
Yeah, isn't that where I'm talking to 16
16
Candles?
candles. is
My
what
bad,
you're
my
saying.
Yeah,
bad,
Pretty in
my
Pink is
Sarah
like
said.
it's like the dad like
Thank you,
he's trying
sir.
to find a job, all this stuff. But it all looks pretty good in that house. Like
Yeah, compared to the
except it's not,
Well,
not James
you know-
Spader's house. James Spader has like a ball and rich
That was
house.
when you can
in that
have
movie.
one income and support a whole entire
Yeah.
family. On
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, compared to the poor
40
kids
years
I knew.
ago.
Oh, the good old days.
Eddie's Port doesn't look too bad at all.
No.
No.
It's a little different.
The one of the things that I have done very recently, and this was the first movie that I watched with it, so my hearing's been getting like worse and worse and worse. It's messed up from the military, but I'm getting older too, and it's just like bad.
Settle down.
So I bought a Wi-Fi thing or a Bluetooth thing for my TV, so that now I can watch movies with like Bluetooth headphones on.
That's what I have.
And there's way more stuff that I picked up dialogue-wise this time that normally I guess I just miss. And there are a lot of just like great one-line things where they're just like throwing them away.
Like what?
Well, just the one with the one that I keep thinking of is the one about Canada, where he's just like, those girls have no morals up there. Anthony Michael Hall has a lot of them where he's just like, it's on the out of the scene, and he like says it at the end. He says something to Wyatt when they're walking in the house after they drop the girls off, which Wyatt's like Disney princess already in love. I love you. Like immediately, he kissed her one time.
Yeah, kiss her one time, dinner for 4 hours.
Yeah, can't wait. But when they're walking into the house together, Anthony Michael Hall throws his arm over Wyatt and he says something to him. And I had never heard that line before. And now I can't remember what it was. But anyway,
Cool story.
yeah, cool.
Now, it's weird how you pick up on stuff like that because if I watch a movie and people have heavy accents, I turn on my captions. You know?
yeah.
And
Well,
I
them shits
hate
are on
having
me, man.
captions on there because
Nah,
it
dog.
distracts me from.
Yeah, I don't like
The
captions
visual.
either.
Dude, I'm literally,
And-
that's all I watch is captions.
But heavy accents, I'll throw that in. It's amazing how much more you pick up by reading everything that's going on. Because there's shit happening in the background that they'll throw on captions that you may not be able to pick
For
up
sure.
with your ear ever, and it adds to the rest of the.
I did
experience.
when we did Snatch, I watched it with captions. So I
Yeah.
knew-
You have to.
Oh yeah, I had to do
Brad
that one
Pitt.
too.
Have to.
Yeah,
Required.
I wouldn't have known, and I was actually laughing at the shit that he said.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was kind of like all I got was like the dogs, you know,
Got dogs.
You got dogs, and that's but
Or my
everything
mother.
else. But he was saying some great stuff, but I couldn't pick up on it over the years. 'Cause I never watched it with
You know what you
captions
don't
on.
need captions for? The Wizard. Because it's just California.
It's just walking.
Yeah.
There's a
It
lot
was.
of fucking walking in that
That
movie.
was a lot of walking in that movie.
So when they get back from the nightclub, totally trashed, that's when we meet Chet. And I love how Gary just touches his lip with his glove. And like
He stands there for it the whole time. Like, why the fuck? If someone's dragging their finger down your lip, you're like, get the fuck off me. He doesn't. He just stands there. He's
And
such
just
an
takes
asshole.
it.
Because he doesn't care.
It was neat the way that they had that dynamic, because Anthony Michael Hall and Bill Paxton's character both had like this overly over the top comedic expressions to them. And it's something that you never really saw out of Paxton after this, because he would have like the stone cold I'm a dick face, and but you saw that a little bit in
What about Aliens?
Aliens, he did have that, but
I
it was
saw
like
a lot of
it was
Hudson
still
in
like
this.
toned down from the way it was in this one. And kind of like the way Anthony Michael Hall's expressions came through and stuff like that. It's just like they went over the top, and that's what adds more to like the teenage fantasy kind of thing,
Yeah.
to where this is just Nickelodeon-y,
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know
The way
what you
that
mean, yeah.
they producing their stuff to like direct towards that age group.
Yeah,
But,
it was for sure.
Paxton, this is probably my least favorite role of his.
Yeah.
Because he's just, it's hardly him, but in a way it's like this is him at his like highest comedic, ability, I guess.
Well,
but
and Sarah was saying when we were watching it, something about the 80s or whatever, where like none of the siblings get along in the 80s.
no,
Ferris Bueller and
in military
his
school, there's always one dickhead
girl,
who goes to military
his
school.
sister, I mean, and it's almost like it's like forced. Home Alone. I don't know, it just happened to be John Hughes movies, but Ferris Bueller was Ferris Bueller. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Chicago.
that's John Hughes.
But Home Alone, same deal. Like the brother's a dick or whatever. So I don't know if that's like John Hughes thing or just an '80s thing. But
I think that was just true of being.
it is a
Maybe
little,
that's why you
like-
don't talk about your sister much. Maybe she was an asshole.
y'all live in a giant fucking house, man. Like what? Like
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember most siblings getting along growing up. But I mean, I get it's like exaggerated. I think it is. I think Paxton's the other interesting character in this movie outside of Anthony Michael Hall's character. I like how over the top he is. He's like right on the edge of like Ace Ventura to me a little bit. It's just fucking ridiculous.
it's snowing in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that whole scene where he's like running through the house with the shotgun is so insane. He blows the door off the hinges
Walks
and shit.
in holding 2 dead ducks.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not like that part.
Well, here I am,
Yeah, it's dumb. But then when you meet the dad later, the dad's such a douche. He's like, his son tries to hug him. And he's like, hold on.
I did notice that. It's like, yeah.
Such an asshole.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll pay for
That was
later.
that was another aspect of the whole teenage thing that really resonated with me, is that none of the parents are viewed in a positive light at all.
No, never.
Like, period.
Never.
And that's not normal for like a John Hughes movie, because normally John Hughes movies, I mean, that's, you got some of them that, where they're actually good characters and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But there's a different
Who
there's
literally
a different
forgot her
human
son.
quality to them. But like what was Anthony Michael Hall's parents in that one? Whenever they go there and
They're just
handing them the
screaming
beer
at
and
each other.
stuff, and
Shut up!
right, and everybody's, and Wyatt's parents are completely over the top, like lockdown rich people, and it's just crazy, the whole lens that John Hughes put this movie in, which threw me off because he's got such a human quality to his movies, and this was viewed from the lens of such a younger dynamic, but in a different way from Home Alone. Because if you think about it, Home Alone and Weird Science could go hand in hand based on how they were viewed from the guise of a young person.
Yeah.
But they're two completely
I
different
get that,
perspectives.
man. When he,
you know what I'm talking about?
because it's always like a macaroni and cheese meal just for me, or like all the things that he's not allowed to
Cheese
do
pizza.
without supervision, he's now doing. But somehow he's like still responsible.
I love John Hughes very much. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the movies that he made, but I feel like everything, like even in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and we all know that I love that movie. The scene where John Hughes, or the scene where Steve Martin is at the car dealership and he just says "fuck" like 16 times in a row. That is
PG.
That is a squeaky clean kid making a movie, and that's his rebellion. Like that's like the homeschool church kid who doesn't know even how to like misbehave, and so he's just gonna say "fuck" 16 times in a row. Like that's his. The point I'm making is like this is John Hughes trying to show like teenage boys like the sexual part of their mind, and he pushed that as far as he could push
Absolutely.
it, I think,
Yeah.
for his capacity. And so it just always kind of feels like a little ridiculous because he's not, I don't think there was like a bad place in him. You know what I mean?
John Hughes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was able to touch this like bad, shitty place. Even if he drove there, it was like,
he went as teenage deviant
Yeah.
as you possibly could, but it was like,
In
for
this
him.
fun,
Right.
In
It was
this
still- it
fun,
was still-
clean,
Right.
kind of safe
it
way.
didn't go like American Pie.
right.
You know,
Right,
And
he
that's-
could never make
you
American
have
Pie.
you have two different
Or like
horny
Basketball
teenage
Diaries.
movies.
Right.
And because American Pie is a straight up horny teenage movie, but they're completely different horny teenage movies.
Correct.
You know, and
Good call.
It never like went that he didn't fuck a pie. It's basically he didn't do that.
Not
you
on
know?
screen anyway.
Right? No.
When there's the mall scene, they're still nerds, losers, the icy incident, and when these people see her with them, their minds are blown. And I love how she's like has these panties. She's like, if you were a 15-year-old boy, would these turn you on?
That old woman's like,
And
give
like-
me a break.
And like it's so good. Then like when she goes to get Gary and talk to his parents, and you know he's like, she's pulling a gun on the father. And she's like, hey, you're out of shape. I'll kick your ass. Like and it's just all of that. And like, you know, you have a good son. Cut him some slack. He should be able to go to a party. You know, like, yeah, it's great. We love it.
If anyone should be bitching, it should be Gary. There is also this like I'm curious if Joel and Scotty felt like this because we're close in age. Like there was this burning thing in me as a kid to like really like burn the school down with like a cool thing, like to be cool on a stage in front of my
Yeah.
high school,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
every fucking movie in the 80s that
Yeah.
happens
That
for like the
happened to
hero of the
everybody.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially the losers. You
Right.
know?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
especially the losers.
Especially the
Womp,
losers.
womp. I'm over there drawing cartoons like someday someone's gonna think this is so cool. They didn't. They never did.
No, not at
But
all.
yeah, I don't know. I was watching this and just like the whole, like now, if a kid was at the mall and someone dumped a fucking slushie on them, like the person that does that gets arrested that day, right?
Yeah.
Like no, the mall just like laughs.
move.
Adults are laughing and they just like go
Oh,
home.
dude, we were making fun of that
Oh,
because it was like,
talk about now?
Yeah, now if that happened.
Back then, fuck no.
Yeah.
I mean, because bullying was prevalent, and sometimes it was encouraged, you know. But yeah, now totally, yeah, you would get ridiculed.
dude, that
and-
shit had me cracking
Right.
up. Like poured the slushy in the movie, and you know it's just them at the bottom, and
They
then
just
it's up
kinda
top,
lived
and
in
then
it.
As soon as it happens, there's like 3,000 people.
Yeah,
around.
just-
I'm like, where the fuck? And it's like, oh, where all these people
That
come
happens
from?
his hair
so
back.
much to these guys. Like whenever they were in the perfume store, and the girl was helping them out, and it was like, oh yeah, it's just we're like a mistress, and da-da-da-da-da. And
A
the girl was like,
sex pot.
didn't
That's
y'all
what she
get
is.
beat up at homecoming or something? So it's like they'd been through the crap already, obviously.
Set yourself up with one of
It
those.
it happened to them repeatedly, you know.
Yeah, they just been bullied
the whole time.
relentlessly. Yeah.
The party, okay, like this is what I think of like about a party. Is like the doorbell rings, it's 2,000 people, and hi, and everybody goes, hi, party. They're like running in and everything, and like a lot of times I feel
Shoveling
like
food in their face.
in a party at my house, I kind of feel like Gary and Wyatt. Like sometimes I just want to be in the bathroom away from fucking everybody, and then for some reason Ben is in there with me, and like some girls like, what are y'all doing? And it's like Ben was just taking a shit,
Dude, that scene. So for me and my brothers, there are just a lot of one-liners in this movie that we've used our whole lives, like the "for God's sakes, will you cover yourself?"
Yeah.
That's a severe behavioral disorder. But the whole like Gary was just taking a shit, and I still laugh my ass off of that part. He just closes the door and smacks the shit out of him. It's so funny to me. Like, why would you say that? And also, if you listen to Anthony Michael Hall, I don't know that you guys caught this, and he's chewing him out with the door closed. They can kind of hear this. And he goes, I've never heard shit referred to as wolf bait in my life. And he's like, I can't believe you. There's chicks outside and you're dropping wolf bait. What is wolf bait, dude? It's so funny to me. That whole scene makes me laugh every time. Just smacks the shit out of him. And as he's like talking to the girls, you can see Wyatt behind him with like a fucking, like he's got something lit on fire. He's trying to kill the smell. It's so funny to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like at the beginning, you know, you have all the magical snap.
Yeah.
You get to that stuff and you're like, okay, man. Like,
Yeah.
It ends up being a pretty good.
It starts to come together.
And they're like, do you think Lisa's having a good time? It's like, Lisa can have a good time at an insurance seminar, Wyatt. Like,
Yeah. Oh, we can hear the music. Maybe we can dance. We put our faces in the floor. Maybe
we can smell the food. Yeah.
That's Anthony Michael Hall's best scene in the whole movie. I think is the bathroom. Like, if you just go back and watch that one scene. That's him being the funniest. I do have a question about that scene though. That still doesn't make sense to me. They go into the shower, which is weird as fuck. Oh, we'll just be in here, and they're like, okay. And then they're in there and they're talking with that close up, like lip uncomfortable.
And the dragnet.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And then they go back to look at the girls, and now they're like gross and over made up and like fat or whatever. Like, what happens there?
Two new.
I think
those are
they
two different
left
girls.
and then two
they
other
left
girls
and two
came
other
in.
girls came in. Yeah.
Okay, so I was
Because it's a party, so I guess they just had to use the bathroom together.
I was researching that yesterday a little bit, and someone said no. Lisa does that to them to make the girls. They had like a reason behind it, but basically like the girls think that the boys aren't good enough for them, so she allows the boys to see them in a different way. Like there's this like magical thing because they have the exact same clothes on. That's all right. It's just my phone. Anyway, I don't know. That scene was always a little confusing to me.
I actually read it that way as well. That was definitely because they flash over to Lisa before they go to that, and that was definitely like
She does
mind
that.
game.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
That scene never made sense to me as a kid. It still doesn't really. But anyway. Okay. I didn't know if somebody else
I
had
just
that.
thought that they left and then two of the
That's
girls
what I
came
always
in
thought,
because
too.
they travel in
I
packs
didn't
to the
read it that
bathroom
way at all. I
sometimes.
read it the way you're talking about.
Interesting.
They let those jerks use the computer try to make a girl. And I know that peer pressure thing. You want people to
Dude, that
like
was-
you, even your fucking bully, and they're like bigger tits.
Well, I
and
guess because like for me, it made me mad actually, because you know they're the boys or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you just poured a slushie on me like a day ago or whatever.
like that day.
But the thing is like they already won because Lisa's. I mean, I know they're not like having sex or whatever, but like it was definitely like, yeah, I'm with these guys and they're fucking badass.
They think.
and you'll never have
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
It's like they already beat the bullies.
Yeah.
So like, why would he? Oh yeah, come in. Let's make a.
We'll make one for you.
Because-
Make one for you. That's insane to me, dude. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my room.
They're
bro.
already put on the pedestal. I mean, I mean, 'cause back then the alpha males are the alpha males, and then everyone wants to be the alpha male. So even the people who are getting bullied by them still wanted to be the alpha male. That's what the way it was back then.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch all of the movies, it wasn't until like the 90s, whenever people started like rebelling, that you actually saw the bully get shit on.
Yeah, you had to-
Or
you
the
had to
bully
be best
would
friends
made
with a
out to be
caveman.
bad person.
There's that kind of like, if I'm good to them in this way, maybe they'll be nicer to me and quit
Right.
bullying me and quit talking shit
Right.
and everything. Yeah.
It was the whole different mindset of, you know, you're able to stand up for yourself and this is not okay. But that obviously changed over time. But in 1985, that was well and good. You know, that's the best way I can think of it.
Encino, man.
And there's a missile. It's like,
Right.
there's a missile in my house, Gary.
I
Wyatt, like whatever it is.
Yeah, there's a missile in my house. There's a missile in my house. I love the couple times where Wyatt kind of like flips, and now he's like down in the bottom when he's like yelling at the mutants. But in that scene too, there's a missile in my house. It's funny to me.
And that guy's like, yep, this puppy's real, all right.
Bong, bong. It's fucking so stupid. The pigeon lands on it. Ding.
They had to. Anthony Michael Hall screwed up that shot.
I was just about to say this. Yes.
Yeah, the whole, and this is, I read about this, that the whole thing cost $100,000 to put together, and Anthony Michael Hall, right before it started, farted,
Yes.
and it broke everybody on set. And whenever that scene was going down, everybody's expressions were messed up and whatever, so they had to do everything in reverse.
Yes.
So that's why the missile looks weird whenever it's being put together in the simplest, because it's all shot in reverse. It's Anthony Michael Hall farted and broke the whole thing.
Farts
and
are funny,
they didn't
man.
want to drop another $100,000 to redo that scene.
That would have been something I would have done. I would have been
That's
like, oh, I'm not.
insane, bro.
Reverse it. Just reverse it. Call it a day.
Insane.
Are you getting to RDJ? See, come up.
Let's talk about it right now.
I just RDJ is probably my least favorite actor in this movie. Like, I don't give a shit about him in this movie.
Robert Downey Jr. never blew my hair back anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, he just essentially was like the hire of someone, because his dad was in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but he was like
the successful guy's kid, and
he was like a really like he was successful in like the 60s making like experimental films. Like he
Right.
never broke all the way through. The first time I remember seeing RDJ and like paying attention, like remembering him,
He's
was
credited
in
as Robert Downey.
he is, yeah.
was in Air America with Mel Gibson.
remember Air America,
That was
yeah,
the first
yeah.
time I ever gave a fuck about him. And then me and my brothers, from that point forward, would be like, "Oh, that's the guy from Weird Science. That's one of the guys from Weird Science."
Or he's in Chaplin, or he's in.
I never
whatever,
saw
yeah.
Chaplin actually. And then I remember him in a big way from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with
Love
Kilmer.
that. Yep, yep, yep.
Such a great movie.
He's great in Wonder Boys.
Yep, he was great in Wonder Boys. I forgot he was in that.
I don't like anything about him in this movie, really. I don't even really would put him remix as one of these main characters.
He was always
I always
the
got y'all's
whole
remix on lock.
But like, he has this one line that I love that I will say. Like, they're like, "What about the girls?" It's like, "Girls schmirls."
Yeah, that shit. And they're like, "La, la, la, la," and they go. That shit was so super 80s. Like, God,
yeah,
there's no wonder.
He was always like a C-list Brat Pack, I guess, kind of
Yeah, yeah.
guy in this era. You know, he wasn't even up there with some of the others, but
Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird to
yeah.
see. It's weird to see the trajectory. I wonder if that comes from just like
Drugs.
not drugs, but also like the ego you get when you get it. Like, was RDJ ever like egotistical and betting on himself until he was like 40? You know what I mean? I think it has a different. I mean, my dad's a director. I'm a rich Hollywood kid. I'm gonna try some acting. I'm not really great at it. I do a lot of drugs. I think I'm a piece of shit. Oh, but then I land Iron Man, and from that point forward, it's like, oh, RDJ's an incredible actor. Everyone knows who he is. But before that, because I feel like those guys from like the Brat Pack were so famous so early, I think it fucked them up when they got to where they could have been. Like, what happened
you
to
can
Emilio
say
Estevez?
that about a
Drugs.
lot of
I think
people
he-
that came from the 80s. You got the Corey Feldmans, you
Yeah.
got the River Phoenixes,
Drugs.
you got all the other guys.
Drugs.
And all drugs, and it all went south. And of course, we've all heard about the abuse and all the other stuff that came out of that era. But I think RDJ was able to transcend it a little bit because he didn't hit that height at that time.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
Did he start abusing and stuff? Yes, but I think he found a different.
I do too.
You know, I think if it may have got to him earlier, it may have screwed things up a little bit more than it did.
I mean, he was in jail.
Yeah.
He was in jail in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he had
This movie was made in '85 though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know, but like,
But he didn't start really getting
Is that when
terrible.
Top Gun came out, or is that 86?
I think Top Gun was 86.
86.
And then RDJ had this really cool weird thing. I remember when it happened, just being like, "Oh shit, this is really good." And when you like conceptually, it's like why? But Elton John had that song, and RDJ lip synced the whole. That's the whole video. And I remember that was like a big deal for him, like professionally. People were talking about how good that was.
Well, I remember Chaplin being the same way.
I gotta watch
Because
that.
it was he was incredible in Chaplin,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, the legs on it didn't take off.
Yeah.
You know,
he got
but
nominated
it
for
was
an Oscar.
Yeah, I do remember
but,
that.
I mean, I'm talking about like the longevity of,
like now?
the flick. You know, because you got Oscar nominated people for it, or even people who win, and that movie stands out.
Yeah.
Sure.
But Chaplin, for whatever reason, never
Like the movie Sinners.
Right, it never just took legs and just became part of the furniture in the room.
Like, he's in Back to School the very next year. And
Oh,
he's
shit.
very good in Back to School.
Back
Yeah.
to School is great with Rodney Dangerfield.
Dangerfield?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Have you seen that movie? About this rich dad and he decides to go to college with his son. It's ridiculous.
And he was on Saturday Night Live for a year with Anthony Michael
Rodney
Hall.
Dangerfield movies are
And he was,
Yeah, they were.
And then he's Less Than
They're-
Zero. I mean,
They're right
I think
with like Elvis
They're,
movies.
that's like adult fantasy.
Soap Dish
Rodney
is good.
Dangerfield movies for
Caddyshack.
sure.
The dive at the end, the triple Lindy.
he's in that. He makes like a lot of kind of movies that are probably like not great, but then he's in something like Natural Born Killers,
Yep.
or something, and it's kind of that's kind of his whole career here in the 20th century.
And
It's
then
like,
Iron Man.
What's that drug one that Robert Downey Jr.
Less Than
did?
Zero.
Less Than Zero. Yeah.
Wasn't he in A Scanner Darkly too?
Yeah.
I remember
Yep.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
He definitely did some cool shit. I'm not like taking away from him. I'm just saying like he survived it to become this like now he's like the Marvel universe shit exists because of
Yeah.
RDJ
Yeah.
and Jon Favreau. Without them putting that together, that first Iron Man, none of that happens.
None of it.
And he's like the big brother good actor on set that has brought everybody up. Because all those other people, not all of them, but most of them, aren't shit outside of the MCU.
By design.
Right.
Like Chris Evans is a good actor, but he's not gonna do.
Well, it's kind of the same way in the actual Marvel universe itself. Is Iron Man's not a huge part of it.
Right.
I mean, he's just not. You know, I mean, he's there. He's in the room, but
Tony
he's not
Stark.
like. I mean, whenever you talk about the Avengers now, you talk about Captain America, and
Yeah,
fucking
right.
Iron Man. You know, but it wasn't like that whenever the comics were like coming out. You know,
The X-Men showing up is
All
gonna be
about
dope.
that Thor.
exactly. But
Like,
anyway, we can nerd out on that. As
like-
much as we want.
When they need a challenge, and like the worst thing that could happen does, this gang busts into the house, and they have to face it. They have to face them. I mean, Lisa has these guys like pulling them out through a wall, and they have to like confront them. And these guys are like, "How would you like to know that all these people that you can't take a shower with a beautiful woman without wearing your jeans on," or whatever
Was
that
that
is.
dude in Predator?
He's in Predator. I think he's in.
Is
He
he in
was in
Predator?
Predator.
And he's in
Mad
Mad
Max.
Max.
He's in Mad Max.
Rogue Warrior.
He's the
Rogue
same
Warrior.
character in Mad
Yeah.
Max.
I think he was in Predator too, wasn't he?
I
Wasn't
think-
he like the big?
He's in an Arnold movie. He might be in Commando.
It's
He
Commando.
Might, is it
It's
Commando?
Commando.
the Commando.
Yeah. It's not Predator. It's Commando.
But like,
But they had another because
probably the
he's
coolest
got
guy
kind
in
of
the
like a
whole
Native
movie.
American quality to
Yeah.
him, like a big buff Native. Because
Yeah.
there was a big buff Native American guy in Predator too.
Yeah,
And I kept
different
thinking,
guy, different
is it-
guy.
Okay, well
and
there you go.
like the guy with the weird metal and the gloves, like
Like
it's
the
making
pig
like
head
it's making
and
like a
stuff.
machine.
yeah,
noise,
they're
like,
they're cyborgs. This shit is cool.
What is that? Was an '80s trope that just killed me because you got like these futuristic, death bringing biker guys, and you had them in what was the Nicolas Cage movie with Holly Hunter, and they steal the baby.
Raising
Raising
Arizona.
Arizona. Yeah, they had one of those in there
Great
too,
movie.
and
I
then
got one.
and Mad Max and all that. It
Nice
just,
job, buddy.
Yeah.
I think that speaks to like the misunderstanding of like technology at the time and how it only seems ridiculous now because we know what's possible with technology. But I think that was just like a real fantastic fear back then. So they built characters
What's the
out of
most
it.
dangerous thing you can think of? A biker. A biker you don't understand.
A biker / machine guy.
slash guy from the future.
That just yells insults but
Yep.
doesn't do anything.
he's got the gun, and he's like, "Or you can stay and die."
That dude, I thought when 12-year-old me, when he swings that shotgun down and Anthony Michael Hall catches it and puts the gun in his face, I thought that was the coolest shit I'd ever seen in my life.
cool.
I was like, I hope I have a house party in high school and people attack me and I get to pull a gun on a guy and save my whole school. I remember thinking shit like that. We talked about that on well, we didn't do the podcast, but we've talked about that. But the podcast you did for Big Trouble in Little China, there was shit in there where like I thought like that whole line in there where he's like, the first time you ever plug somebody, like you ever killed a guy.
Of course not.
Yeah, I thought at 10 years old, I'm like, when you grow up, you have to kill a guy.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna happen to me at some point. You have to eat this big ass sandwich. I don't know, man. It's we didn't have the internet, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you. I thought for sure I was gonna have to
And-
defend my house with guns.
Chet ends up being a bigger threat than the motorcycle gang, really, in the end. But Lisa turns the grandparents into this catatonic state in the closet.
That was pretty funny.
And like, I was like, what's happening to them? It's like, they're better than fine. They've stopped aging.
When they come in the house and they're just hitting kids with their hat.
Yeah.
And the grandma's
Don't give me
like,
baloney.
yeah, he
doesn't
won't stand for baloney. It's funny. He
Have
won't
you
sta-
ever? I've
He's
never.
like, no, what 15-year-old boy doesn't like on Saturday night
Yeah.
to like see their grandparents?
It's
So,
more
like,
important than their grandparents to a 15-year-old.
doesn't he have anything to read? Well, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, it's so stupid, dude.
Over the top teenage stuff, man. It's all over the place in that flick.
It really is.
turns Chet into a creature. I read that when they were making this creature, it looked too much like Jabba the Hutt. And
That's exactly what I saw.
And it wasn't until they added the flat top haircut that this works now. Yeah,
He's supposed to be shit. Like he's a pile of shit.
Look like a shit monster.
Yeah. That's
the
what he's
first-
supposed to be.
I love it when he gets the fly with his tongue.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god.
Well, then why it's like, you turn my brother into this thing or whatever, and I'm like, dude, he just had like a shotgun to your fucking face.
Yeah.
For real. I'd have been like, fuck that guy, man.
It's gonna ruin
Audience, let us
Christmas.
know. Should they have kept him the creature?
Yeah.
Yes.
I liked how they turned. Like,
Did Gary's parents ever change back?
They did. I think.
I thought the dad was still like didn't know.
at the end when he races the Ferrari back, the dad didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think when all the magic is over,
No.
I
it's
love
going back.
I love the little thing. I don't know how they did the shot. Probably just a crewman on the ground, like pulling it or whatever. But as the house is all resetting, and that was that was like a thing for the '80s too, right? Like there was this fantasy built in for us where this thing could happen and it could be crazy and like everything's destroyed and you're like, oh my God, when their parents get home. But there was always a thing at the end where it's like, nah, just kidding. You can reverse it all, right? So all the shit's reversing and it's going back in the house. And as the parents are walking in the door, that one end table slides into place, right? It's such a cool shot that really sells
I mean, there's a ton of movies where you had to get the house back in order. There's Risky Business where he's buying everything back from Guido, the killer pimp. And getting the egg and all this stuff, and it's like right when these people are like coming back, we love it.
Yeah.
This John Hughes wrote this in 2 days.
Yeah.
John Hughes was super prolific. Like when he wrote, I think he wrote National Lampoon Vacation, like 3 or 4 days during a snowstorm in Chicago. He was working in an ad agency and was like, "Hey, if I'm about to get to a point where I'm gonna make so much money in advertising that I'm not gonna do this." So it's like, let me just see if I can get this out.
That's cool.
and
I
do
didn't know
this.
that.
Well, what was neat about that whole thing is Anthony Michael Hall was supposed to be in the second National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
And that was written by John Hughes. And he turned that down to be in, what was it, Weird Science? That he
He's in
turned-
Weird Science.
It's Weird Science, yeah.
He was supposed to be in that, but he turned down European Vacation to be in Weird Science. But both of them were written by John Hughes. So it's like he went from one John Hughes to another one. And
I read that was kind of the catalyst for like those two characters never being played by the same actor either. Like they were always
which
different.
I thought added to I thought that was a neat thing throughout the National Lampoon, because there's only like 2 of them that I really like anyway. Maybe possibly 3. 'Cause European Vacation's hit and miss for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool thing that they just keep changing.
yeah.
You know,
I thought that was too.
John Hughes and Anthony Michael Hall had a sour dynamic from what I read.
Yeah,
because
I mean, John Hughes was like this. John Hughes, like when he didn't want to do Ferris Bueller, he never talked to him again.
they were supposed to cast. He was supposed to be Cameron and Ferris Bueller, which looking back on it now is, I'm glad that didn't happen.
I mean, Alan
because
Ruck
I think
master.
right. I mean, wonderful. And there was another one that he was supposed to be in that he didn't do either.
And
So
like,
because he turned him down,
that
would
and
piss
Molly
me off.
Ringwald was like that too. She wanted to branch out and not be kind of typecast in these teen films.
Well, they
And
ended
when
up
she did
going
that-
and doing Saturday Night Live. Him and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
They only did
when
one
she
season.
did that. Like John Hughes was done with her.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know
John
that.
Hughes, man. What a
Guy's a
fucking
dick,
bitch.
dude.
What a little bitch.
No, I mean,
R.I.P.
yeah, R.I.P.
Okay, so
Burn in
remix
hell.
the ingredients. What do we think?
Shit.
God, Ben's always
I'm
the
gonna go
best
last
on
on this one,
remix.
though.
I'll go first then. I
get
would
my
like to
phone.
remix the whole idea.
Just the whole, fucking movie, dog.
Hold on. Let me elaborate, because I got to thinking about this, and it's like we got the '80s people,
Thanks,
we have the other people you can sync up along the way, but remix the idea. Let's make them 30-year-old women. Instead of Wyatt and Gary, 30-year-old women who've been screwed over, that have been divorced, that have been all this other stuff. Put it a little bit more, technology forward, like further in time, and have them do that, and then change the whole dynamic of the movie itself.
So they get like a dude?
So they make a dude.
What is the dude?
And
American Psycho.
like one of them's like divorced, and the other
Yeah.
one is just been ran through boyfriend after boyfriend.
Isn't
after
this
boyfriend
Stella
and stuff,
got
and
her
it's
groove
kinda
back?
Like, ish. I think that would be an interesting take on the whole. Two desperate people are looking to make a figure.
But how do you have a
And
house
then
party?
shenanigans ensue. You just do it from the perspective of a 30-year-old woman.
Oh man, it sounds lame.
It does.
Just
But
wine, just a
would
quiet night with wine
if,
and a cat.
If it's written, I like the idea, because if it's written by the right person, I think it would be interesting. But if it has to be written from the perspective of the people who are creating all
hate
this
it.
stuff.
I hate this.
But if you do like Tina Fey and
Amy Poehler. Okay, I mean,
you see what I'm talking about?
If it's
All
Tina
you got-
Fey,
all
I
you
will
gotta say
see
is
it.
Tina Fey and
yeah.
he's in.
And then they create Brad Pitt. And
Okay.
set it all 20 years ago.
Yeah, I don't.
You know
hate
what I'm
that.
talking about? I mean,
Yeah,
if you
I
do
get
something
it.
like that, then it's different. But you
Yeah.
can still do it in a comedic fashion. You can still, but
I think it's different. I mean, I would watch a movie with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler where they make a dude and it's
Right.
Brad Pitt and he has magic powers and they're in their 40s or whatever, or they're in their 50s and they've been divorced. I think that could be funny, but I don't think it's the same thing. But
no.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this fucking Burbs remake thing that's happening with Keke
I'm
Palmer.
not for it.
I love Keke Palmer so much,
Yeah.
but I just think it's going to get messed up. I hope it doesn't. Anyway.
You can say that about a lot of remakes. But anyway, that's my idea on the whole thing is yeah.
What'd she say?
She
Female
says
Ghostbusters?
There's some things I really like about the
damn
female
it.
You
Ghostbusters.
can,
Chris
you could have
Hemsworth
done that
was so
way
good
better
in
than
that.
what they did.
And I loved
good
all
at
the women
everything.
in that cast. I was excited for
Yeah,
that. I
I
did
was
not
too.
think it was going to be bad because I think Bridesmaids is like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. I loved Mean Girls, but the female Ghostbusters was not it, dude. I don't know. Anyway.
Now we just sound like some fucking incels.
I don't
like the
think
rest
so.
of the internet. Thanks.
I don't think so. I
I
do.
shouldn't have gone first.
You want
sorry,
to
guys.
talk? You want to talk about like the Black Stormtrooper too?
No, that was fine. I do have a problem with not being able to say stuff is bad because it's
Let's make
bad.
it about a white girl
Because
real
it
fast.
carries all this. I had this larger discussion. This will kind of be a derail, but like with Jordan Peele, I think Jordan Peele is great in a lot of ways.
Oh, here we fucking
Most
go.
of his movies I don't like. I think the concept of them starts out really good. He can't end a fucking movie.
Nah, that's true.
But I can't sit and be like, I don't like his movies because there's a whole collection of people that are like, well, you don't like his movies because he's a different kind of person making horror movies. That has nothing to do with it. I'm rooting for him in that capacity.
What's different specifically, James?
Because he's a black guy making horror movies,
Oh.
which I don't give a fuck about.
don't
Like
think
I'm
like that,
rooting
so-
for him. Anyway,
Okay. Well,
but I'm an incel.
remixing.
good luck with your
Remixing.
ice application.
I guess, man. Jesus Christ. I hate everything right now because
Okay.
you can't talk about shit. Fuck.
This is giving me a hard time, man.
Kelly Emberg was cast as Lisa. She was a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. I think they even shot like a few weeks with her, and they like replaced her with Kelly LeBrock. So when Kelly LeBrock comes in, they had already been together for like 3 weeks shooting and stuff. So it's like it's already kind of established. Like with these actors, they'd already been around each other a whole lot. Demi Moore and Robin Wright auditioned for Lisa.
I read that. I don't think that works.
I don't
at all.
think they're too young. I think that Kelly LeBrock is a little bit older, but like
Maybe Demi Moore because of what was that John Cusack movie? What
One
was it
Crazy
called?
Summer?
One Crazy Summer.
I think what really tied this whole thing together was having Lisa be almost British.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
kind of set her different from
Yeah,
everybody
I
else.
agree.
you
It's like a
know?
classiness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If she had like an Italian accent or a French accent.
What
or something
happened
like
to
that.
Kelly LeBrock, by the way? Like, she married
She was
Steven
married to Steven
Seagal, and he
Seagal.
started
That's all
beating
she
the
wrote.
shit out
There
of
you
her.
go. Yeah.
But she's such a bright light in this movie. Like, she's so good and
Yeah.
charming and like relatable somehow. I love her in this movie. I wish she would have had a bigger career.
I'd like this to be a Ferris Bueller movie. Have it be Matthew Broderick and Alan Ruck. Have it be the same characters making Kelly LeBrock.
Sure.
I'm for
Yeah.
that.
It doesn't work for the time period, but Elizabeth Hurley could have played Kelly LeBrock
for sure.
easily, replace her.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
totally, for sure,
Bedazzled.
for sure.
Is that what she said too? Oh,
Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
AJ.
yeah.
Oh, Carlson.
If you remake it with Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill, or Seth Rogen and James Franco,
I would watch it with Mike Sarah and Jonah Hill.
So
That would be hilarious.
we're getting
like
into
super
we're
bad
getting into my
weird science.
territory now.
Okay, Ben's like, hold on, I've remixed this already.
So I had for Wyatt, I had Michael Cera or Zach Braff.
Oh yeah, I don't love Zach Braff, but
I don't either,
I think
but-
he would do good in
But
this.
Wyatt's kind of like more quiet and
Yeah.
not as outspoken as Anthony Michael Hall is. And then for Anthony Michael Hall, I had Justin Long,
Oh shit!
Edward Furlong, and Matthew Lillard.
Wait, Edward Furlong from Terminator 2?
2, bro.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Fuck that guy, dude. No.
Mom!
Matthew Lillard would have worked.
Oh my
really,
God,
really
man.
well.
So that was AJ at Old Town. Shout out to Old Town. He said Matthew Lillard. I said Justin Long, and I'm thinking like Idiocracy.
Yeah, Justin Long for sure, and Matthew Lillard, not fucking
You know,
John
could you
Connor.
imagine Justin Long doing the bar scene?
Oh yeah, great.
Like, just it'd be hilarious.
I
man.
love Justin
It
Long.
would.
dude.
Just
He's a
long
great
as
actor.
he's funny as hell. I really
Yeah,
like
he's
him.
a
And then
good-
for
really good.
Bill Paxton, I had Danny McBride.
that's good.
Oh,
That's really
yeah,
good.
dude.
That's really good.
And then for Robert Downey, I had Val Kilmer or Vince Vaughn.
Oh
Talking about
fuck, Vince Vaughn. I want him in
80
everything.
Val
though.
Kilmer.
Yeah. I'm thinking like Iceman.
You could even throw James Vanderbeek in there.
Yeah.
He would do like I guess depending on what era you're talking about, but 90s he could totally play the asshole, high school guy, something like that,
And then for Lisa, we went back and forth. I don't know, man. I immediately went to Alicia Cuthbert and Go Next Door. It's almost the same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Sarah said too. That's fine.
Elizabeth Hurley is a great suggestion.
You know who else?
Charlize Theron,
Fantastic.
oh yeah.
Oh, Charlize Theron for
Yeah.
sure.
Angelina Jolie,
Okay.
Yeah.
and then I had J Law.
You know who else I'm
What
thinking?
about J Lo?
No,
Give me
J
Jennifer
Law.
Lopez.
I think it would work with Salma Hayek. Like if she was
Yes.
the girl, because she's
Yes.
got like the super
Almost
strong
said that.
accent. She's
Almost
super
said that.
beautiful.
Right,
like,
that's the kind of thing that the accent is really what
I think it
makes
is
her-
important.
Right, it makes her the fantasy more than anything.
Yeah, I
because
think it is important.
If there's anything remotely American about it, it doesn't differentiate it enough to make it to where this is a fantasy.
How about Tracy Ullman?
I don't know who that
That's a
is.
joke. That's a joke.
I was like, wait, what? I was trying to picture that. Like,
Because
no.
she's British, it's like, oh, she's beautiful, and she's got this accent, and
No,
I
dude.
can't. I can't think of Tracy Ullman without doing Robert Hood Men in Tights. Whenever she's like the witch that keeps trying
Oh,
to seduce
yeah.
the sheriff, and that's
Man, that's
funny as
disgusting.
hell.
Yeah, it is.
That's so funny.
okay, our top five. Our top five today is top 5 schools in a fantasy sci-fi movie.
Fuck. I'll go last again.
I kind of did like young adult kind of thing, because
That's who's
this
the
is
school,
not
so.
exactly my genre that I'm most favorited for. So how about y'all go first? Then-
You guys
and
always,
I'll
Ben,
I'll
you
go
always
before-
read 20
I'll before
movies. Do
Scotty.
5 movies,
Yeah,
dude.
I've got like
I know you have 20 on there. Read 5 of them.
I've got like 7.
Okay.
I had Encino Man, Donnie Darko,
Like you like that school, or you just like the high school movie?
the movie because they are in high school and
Okay.
there's a sci-fi element to it.
Yeah, that's
which
what
is
I did. I did
occasionally
exactly what you're doing.
Donnie Darko for the same reason. Back to the Future,
Fuck.
The Faculty,
Fuck.
and Harry Potter.
Nice.
And then I had Bill and Ted on there, but
Oh,
I feel like I got my own question wrong. I answered it completely different.
Oh, that's what I did too. So I'll do.
well, it's up for interpretation, right? There's not a
Sure,
wrong
just
answer.
do it.
First of all, right?
I'll try to do some that Ben didn't do. So I picked Chronicle. Michael B.
thinking about
Jordan movie. If you
Chronicle.
didn't see it, it's fucking great. The Craft,
Oh
yeah.
Lost Boys,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Last Starfighter,
Yep.
and I want to get this movie on the podcast. Everyone shit on it. I still say it's great. Jennifer's Body.
You keep talking about that movie.
Okay.
I think it's really good. I'm a banner carrier for Jennifer's Body.
I can't like think of one Megan Fox thing where I'm just like.
Did
I
you
have to
see
do
this
that.
movie?
I have not seen the
God
movie.
damn
so
it,
I can't.
please.
I saw it when
I
it came
can't
out.
say anything about it.
I forgot what I saw. I was in Hong Kong when that movie came out. And I saw
Nobody
the
saw
Matt Damon movie.
It came out in a weird way.
Like probably a Bourne movie.
It came out in a
No.
weird way around a weird time. Nobody saw it the right way, and nobody has gone back to watch it because she was getting like shitty press at the time. It's fucking great. I don't know. It's just from a chick's perspective in high school. Anyway, it's fucking great. We should do it on the pod.
I've got Rushmore. Wes Anderson makes it a fantasy. Makes this fantasy. Like when it's like
Yeah, I can
any
see that.
Wes Anderson movie makes it like.
Okay,
I never saw
Maybe
Rushmore.
there are some wrong answers.
I got the Charles Xavier School for the Gifted.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
There's this movie, and I think I may have seen part of it once. It's called My Science Project.
Yeah, dude, with Val Kilmer. Right?
No, that's
No, it was
real genius.
Oh, it's real genius.
Genius.
Wait, keep going.
It's called My Science Project. Like they find this orb, and they are doing some science experiments with it for like a science fair.
I've seen this
and like
fucking
all
movie.
this stuff is it's gonna kill the world, and it's like I don't even know if the movie's probably not that good at all. I'll tell you what, the poster is fucking fire.
All about the poster, baby.
I'm gonna pull up.
Back then, it mattered, man. Before,
you had to
before
have-
internet and trailers were not as widespread.
It's a 5.9. John Stockwell's the star. I don't.
Show the poster. That's a crappy
We'll put it
poster.
up. We'll put it
This?
Yeah, it's a better. It's usually just
What
like
movie is
them.
this?
My Science Project. And I was like, oh my god, I want to have like a cool science project like that.
This fucking guy.
Wait,
I thought
this
it-
one? This
Scotty,
one?
you would fold
Yeah,
immediately
sort of like that. Yeah.
if you had an
This
orb
one?
in your pocket that could destroy the world.
What'd you say?
I said you would fold immediately.
This one? I don't know. I never saw this movie.
It was like a close up of them, but the same stuff. It's like the same kind
You
of.
can't even handle a house party outside the bathroom.
I'll have to.
There are chicks outside, and you're in here dropping wolf bait.
Let me do mine real quick. My top five. This is not my favorite genre, like at all. Like the young adult fantasy.
Yeah, I get
I
it.
don't know why. It just didn't grow with me as I grew up. So I thought of it a little bit different. I went Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, great.
Great
yeah.
movie.
Good.
Star Wars: A New Hope.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
That's like
They're
whenever
teenagers.
I think of those movies, I think
not-
of like the campiest version of whatever. That is easily the campiest Star Wars because
sure.
of everything being practical and stuff. And Luke Skywalker was
So
a
if
teenager,
I-
straight up. And Big Fish was my number 3.
Oh, I love Big Fish.
It's fantasy Tim Burton. It fits. The Princess Bride would be another one because they were both young and it's fantasy and stuff. But this is my favorite teenage movie. I don't know how many more teenage movies we're going to have. This is fantasy as in this probably never happened, but it's Angus. Did y'all ever see Angus? All right, 90s flick. It's
Angus.
about a fat kid in high school.
Was this
who
John C. Reilly as the
plays-
principal? No.
No, he plays football.
I've seen that movie.
And he's a science kid, and he ends up he wants to date Ariana Richards, who y'all remember as the blonde girl from Jurassic Park. And the bad guy in the movie is James Vanderbeek. And
You got
He-
Vanderbeek on the brain.
I'm
today,
telling you,
bro.
man. But that's-
ANGUS?
But I have to get
Varsity Blues, baby.
ANGUS. And the soundtrack's amazing. And he
I
basically
can't even
he gets
find
the
this
girl
movie on IMDb. dude.
Exactly. I don't know if it's still streaming anymore, but it was one of my favorites growing up because I was a fat kid growing up.
They shot it in
And
Cement, Oklahoma.
it's not bad. But it's pretty good.
Oh, it takes place.
Angus. Sarah says Angus got 6.7 on.
But anyway, he's got this little sidekick buddy, he's a little redhead kid, and they both bomb around together in high school, and he's trying to get with this girl, and it's way out of his league, and doesn't even know he exists. And then he's got the blonde bully and stuff like that, and shenanigans ensue, and he ends up winning the day. And because and that was so weird because at the time, being a fat kid you know, you didn't have anybody to look up to,
get
and that's
Slurpee-
like
you
the
get
only
Slurpees poured
we
on
had. We had that movie and Heavyweights, and that's the only ones we
Yeah, I
had
love
in the
Heavyweights,
'90s
man.
where it was like the fat kids win. You know?
Kathy Bates is in this.
Yes,
fucking
she's
movie?
Angus's mom. It's wonderful,
I have never seen this movie in
The
my
only
life.
the only movie I had that what
and it's got my favorite Green Day song in it.
you kind of went
It's
I don't like
wonderful.
Green Day
That,
or Oklahoma, so maybe that's
you
why
kind
I
of went a direction we were kind of 50-50 going where it's not they're like not necessarily in high school but
Right.
it's which was so it was Divergent and then
Super 8 works too.
I love
like
she
Super 8
thought
a
someone was
lot.
gonna say Super 8.
I love Super 8. Damn,
Yeah.
I forgot
I
about
almost
that.
put that on there.
Shit. And then I had Love and Monsters, which if you haven't seen, you should watch.
I thought you were gonna put Sky High, which is a good choice.
I almost
I
put
was
Sky
making
High.
fun of that.
I did like.
No, it's a good choice.
He was- I saw him at the bar the other day. I was like, Sky High. And he was like, that's a really good movie. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It
guys.
was
me?
pretty good.
It is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's good.
So is Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body is good. I'm not being funny.
Okay.
I'll go to the mat on that
Okay,
fucking.
see how that
I
movie.
tell you what,
All right.
I'll watch Jennifer's Body if you watch Angus.
Okay.
And Sky
Okay,
High.
Deal.
Done.
Bye
Dog-
next pod.
Doggy bag. What are you taking home from Weird Science?
That Jennifer's Body was fucking criminally underrated. Just kidding.
That Anthony Michael Hall is one of the best. And this is one of those, like, I'm glad I finished the whole movie because I did not feel the same way from the beginning of the movie till the end of the movie. And it actually grew on me as it went by. But at the beginning, I was like, I can't wait to do this pod because I'm going to rip it the fuck up.
I feel like you should get a
And it didn't
T-shirt.
turn out that way.
I feel like
It
you
didn't
should
turn
get a
out that way.
T-shirt that says that. Like, I didn't want to fucking watch this, but by the end, it was. That's you every pod, man.
It's not every pod, just the ones that suck.
If it's a movie before '95, you're like, oh, I was fucking all the way out on
I'm
this.
fucking 37, dog.
I know, I'm just
I was
saying.
like 8 when like Lion King came out. Y'all were probably like in high school already, like graduating.
I was in 6th grade,
banging out fucking girls or
but I
whatever.
will say,
I took my son
Yeah.
to see Lion King.
but I will say, at some point, like I feel like my kids graduated to there is a saying in my house, like, if dad says it's good, it's probably okay. Like at this point with
didn't
this
have a
group of
dad.
people, if we tell you like, oh, this movie's good, there's got to be something where you're going.
50-50 on your shit, dog. I've watched and played plenty of games and movies that I was like, this is just ass fucking backwards all the
Trash.
fucking way.
Okay.
All right.
Vice versa too. James would be like, oh yeah, what was that? Caught stealing? Yeah, I don't
That
know,
movie
dog.
sucked
I was
ass.
like,
I hated
Oh
it.
man.
what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Zoe Kravitz
Can't
got me
even-
through that.
for 15 minutes. Spoiler alert.
My doggy bag is this is my least favorite John Hughes movie.
Yeah, I agree with Joel. I'm with Joel. High
But
five,
you know,
Joel.
yes,
Least
It's-
favorite John Hughes.
I mean, while I understand the horny teenage perspective, I don't like sitting and visiting the horny teenage perspective. So it's kind of like it's one of those things that.
But then
you
Lisa
know,
Brock comes on. and
right?
you're like, okay.
Yeah,
will be
I
okay.
like the end of it. I mean, I like the scene where Gary and the girl are saying goodbye and stuff. That's moving. I like the funny stuff with the mutants at the end because the one were like, I'm a teacher or whatever.
Yeah.
That I
Really
cracked
hate
up
for this.
laughing at that. But it's my favorite, not least favorite John Hughes movie.
Apparently
It does
he
have its
made that.
moments.
Apparently he made that reference because he was in a Van Halen movie or a Van Halen video as
Yeah.
a teacher.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Teacher.
Anyway, yeah, I would watch it again though.
I'd watch it again.
But it's my least favorite John Hughes movie.
my doggy bag is I absolutely love this movie, and maybe it was from the horny teenager perspective because I always.
James, you're
Struggle.
still a horny teenager.
Right. I struggle with the girl stuff the most. But there was a thing, even watching this at 45, that, like, I don't want to be too simplistic in that, but I feel like the character of Lisa did kind of shape what I was looking for in a girl. Like, I wanted a girl that was, like, caring and loving, but would also, like, smack me a little bit when we were kissing. Like, I don't know, man. I love Lisa.
Who doesn't want that?
Right, but
To kinda-
apparently they don't. Like, that's the weird
To
part
kind
to
of
them.
rope this whole thing in,
That's how you ended up with your
and
ex-wife.
this will give it a definite
No.
80s spin.
Current girl, though.
If you'll go back and look and see Siskel and Ebert's review of this movie,
Oh, I didn't.
Ebert loved it, loved the campiness of it, he loved the perspective of it, and Siskel shit on it for all the reasons that I was thinking of. And
Who was
Ben
who?
thinking
Ebert was
of.
the glasses?
Ebert was the
fat
Ebert
guy.
was the,
Yeah.
the big guy, gray hair, glasses. But Siskel was like, it doesn't hold up, and and all these other things are just and all the things that you think of whenever you look at art. You know that I look at movies from an art perspective.
Oh.
And that's how I like them. But that's how Siskel saw it and how Ebert saw it. And if you go back and read their two reviews, that's the two, things that really stick out. And
Yeah, this movie is wildly comforting to me. Like people have like Forrest Gump is like comforting.
movies,
to
man.
this movie is wildly comforting to me. Like I could leave it on in the background all the time. It makes me feel good. I don't know why.
That's how I feel about Ferris Bueller.
I
man.
like I like how fun this movie is. Breakfast Club and 16 Candles gets kind of slow at times.
Yeah.
And those are different films. Weird Science doesn't take itself seriously at all. We're going in this fun experimental stage of what the high school film can be. I mean, it sounds like I'm saying Weird Science has the courage to be drunken buffoons, which makes them poetic. Thanks for tuning in. You can listen to us wherever you get your locally grown podcast. We're on YouTube. We're in women's underpants. Next thing you know, you're going to have a bra on your head. Mac and cheese out.